in the Pentagon when one of the aircraft hit at September 11.
Yeah, I was newly selected one-star admiral. We call it a rear admiral in our system. I think in your system it might be a commodore. But I was very proud of my new rank, and I had a new job, and I was in the side of the Pentagon, which obviously has 5 sides, Pentagon. We all know that because we're Greek.
Absolutely.
The side I was in was the side that was hit by the incoming aircraft. I was on the 4th floor. There are 5 decks, we would say, in the Navy, 5 floors. I was on the 4th floor, outer ring of the Pentagon, and actually glimpsed the aircraft, although I didn't know what it was. I mean, I literally saw like a flash and then heard a huge boom, and it struck about 150 feet to my right, so 50 meters, you would say, to my right, as I was looking out of the Pentagon. And I initially thought that it was like a truck bomb. And I had seen the flash I had seen, you hear the expression flash, bang, because light goes faster than sound. I thought it was a big, massive truck bomb. Pretty quickly, we realized what it was. And then there was off to my right, obviously, just an inferno. Black, thick, oily smoke, terrible situation. And in the Navy, and that section of the Pentagon where I was a Navy section. So everybody in the Navy, US Navy, same in your Navy, is a trained firefighter. And we all get extensive firefighting training. We do refresher training every year. And the reason is because if you have a fire on a ship at sea and it gets out of control, it's not like on land with a building, you just walk across the street and let it go out. You got to put it out or you're going to die. So we're all trained firefighters. So we tried to respond, but we had no equipment. We had no capability. We had, extinguishers you can pull off the wall, beaten back by the smoke and the flame, staggered out of the building. That's when the real heroes of the day showed up, the firefighters, the first responders, as we call them. Incredibly, I put that in quotations, but I think around 200 people only were killed. If you had told me before that a fully loaded jumbo jet was going to hit a side of the Pentagon, there's 25,000 people working in the Pentagon, I would have said we would lose 3,000.
Yeah. That's
a tough old building, and its construction saved many of our lives.
Yeah.
So that's the story of 9/11, and I'll close with this, the irony of it all. That's what went through my mind as I walked out. I thought, I've been in the military at that point about 30 plus years. I'd seen my share of combat. I never would have thought the most dangerous moment of my career, the closest I came to being killed in combat, that is combat, would have been in the Pentagon. In the strongest building in the country, guarded by the most powerful military on earth, in the capital of the richest country in the world. Was I safe? No. Yeah. And there's a lesson there for all of us in terms of the dangers in this world and how everything can change in a moment.
Were you aware of what was going on outside?
Yeah, but I just, maybe others were smart enough to make that connection immediately and say, oh, it was an airplane, but I wasn't. I just thought it's just a different kind of explosion. In retrospect, of course, it all seems quite obvious, but pretty extraordinary. I'll tell you another small irony in all this. Some years earlier, I had been a Commodore at sea and launched, I think it was 80 Tomahawk missiles at Bin Laden. He was at a camp kind of on the Pakistani-Afghan border.
Right.
And we missed him by a matter of minutes. He was probably tipped off by Pakistani intelligence. But I launched those missiles. That would have been probably 98, 99 maybe. And so 2001, he came back and he missed me by a few feet. Yeah, if you stop and think of it that way, to kind of personalize it. In the end, we got him, and he's down at the bottom of the Indian Ocean now, where he will sleep with the fishes, as the Italians say.